big decision. The big decision, Adam Pantier. The year was 1990, and this was a time in my life that I will never forget, because I had to make one of the most difficult decisions that ultimately changed the course of my entire life. I had to choose which instrument I would play in band. I remember getting called to the front elementary office, where I was introduced to this man that was wearing a blue suit, and he was carrying this briefcase. And we go to this conference-like room that had this long rectangular table, about 10 chairs, and this annoying clock. And it was just me and this man, and he opens up his briefcase, and he pulls out this flyer, and he sets it down in front of me on the table. And on this flyer are a bunch of pictures of instruments. These are some high quality looking pictures. There was a trumpet, a clarinet, a trombone, an oboe, a flute, a saxophone, a set of drums, and a few other pictures. And I remember this man saying to me, "Which instrument do you want to play?" And it was almost at this moment that the world stopped spinning, and it's like the instruments on this flyer came to life, playing this intense music that I just could not focus or concentrate, and the clock was ticking in the background, tick tock, make your decision. And I'm feeling this pressure, and it was almost as if this man said to me, "Choose your destiny." And I'm looking at these pictures, and I can't decide, and I point to this one. And I look up at him, and he looks at me with sheer confusion on his face. "You want to play the clarinet?" And I look back on my life, and I see this young boy, 11 years old, standing at an intersection with 10 ways to go, and I watch him step foot on the path walking towards the clarinet, and I try to get his attention. "No! Don't choose the clarinet! You'll be a dork! Choose the trumpet! You'll be cool! Choose the trombone! You'll be unique! Pick the saxophone! You'll be the next Kenny G with no hair! Choose the drums! You'll get the chicks! Don't choose the clarinet!" But I watch this boy walk away from me, and he's walking away from the man in the blue suit. The next thing I remember is driving up to Ted's music store with my mom and dad, and it was a long, quiet ride up to Tacoma. And I remember my dad saying to my mom, $300 for an instrument? That's outrageous! But $300 didn't mean nothing to a boy with a dream. I remember opening up that case, pulling out these parts, these broken parts is what I call them, because that's what it was like, and putting these pieces together, and I was excited. I remember standing out on the street corner waiting for the bus to show up, and and I was thinking to myself, I wonder what the other students chose for their instruments. And I remember stepping up into the bus, and I saw all the boys have these macho looking instrument cases, and it was like a trumpet or a trombone or a saxophone, and here I am carrying my lunchbox looking case. I was embarrassed. But that didn't stop me from learning how to play the clarinet. I remember learning about all these fancy buttons and what these holes here do for every one of them makes a different sound. And I learned about the reed, that you have to make this reed wet by licking it and spitting on it. And then I also learned about the reed, if it's broken, it makes this annoying sound. It sounds like a dying duck, something like that. Yeah, it always made my skin, my hair on my skin raise up. But I will never forget the man in the blue suit and the big decision that I made.